All right, walking out of the same building from a different angle, and you'll see the fake sun that will be over me at this side of the building now, as opposed to being over at that side where you would see the sun if that's the natural sun, the natural environment, which it's not. You already know that. I'm not in Sherman Oaks. I'm not in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am not in Los Angeles at Alvarado Gardens. It's right here. And that's how you know that those are demons and those are stalkers in helicopters. As the people of the state are documented, that's impunity, and they go to federal prison for that impunity and for that malice. This is terrorism and psychological torture, and that's a demon openly engaging in surveillance while the entity flies over your head in helicopters as though they're going to start shooting at you, dropping bombs on you, which is in conformity to the pattern of conduct. The same impunity. Group stalking you on behalf of corrupt terrorist organizations, not police departments, which is why they go to federal prison just for that. P.O.C. This is not the sun that's over Hilton in AZUSA, California. And the light source remains over me, which is how you're recognizing a society that's demon-possessed who's stalking you. Those trucks are engaged in group stalking, surveillance. One vehicle after another is called crossing path, which is what the traffic, every building, everyone in relevant position. The sun is not in a position where it would be over there. If that's the sun, then I'm not seeing it from this. It's right over me at the top of where I am. Contrary to where I was documenting the demons, Falk ambulance who were stalking, maintaining surveillance on the side of the building, and the fake sun was over there. The fake sun moves as I move. So do the people of the state, the demon-possessed entity that includes the AZUSA Police Department, the terrorist leader who is demon-possessed over AZUSA Police. That he's going to be removed. He's published. His image is published. His name is published for purposes of wide exposure. But as I prosecute, based on my documentation, you are already aware of every police department and sheriff's department that's supposed to be literally permeated by the federal government. Okay, every alphabet, in other words, that you can summon on the entity is going to be summoned and is hereby alerted regarding who's going to federal prison as well. The entity flew over my head in two different helicopters as I'm documenting the terrorism that the people of the state engage in. And the demons, the people of the state, unofficial agents of the AZUSA Police Department and the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department are group stalking by staying in the hotel. Group stalking by walking in the parking lot. Group stalking by maintaining surveillance parked outside and all around like Falk ambulance was, and like that demon in the white vehicle with the Arizona license plate. All right, this is criminal activity, and this entire hotel, again, another venue engaged in the same P.O.C. because there's no sun that's going to be over Alvarado Gardens over the top of my head. There's no sun that's going to be at the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court at 10:29 in the morning in Rancho Cucamonga, California, where I remain. This is where the entity is keeping a light source over me in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I'm capturing the sunrise at 7:49. I'm still there walking out of that hotel at 12 o'clock in the middle of the day, and the light source is in this same position over the top of my head. This is not in Las Vegas. This is clearly seen outside in the hotel in the parking lot where I'm at, where the entity is also concentrating helicopter activity. It's right here. So I just want to be clear. Where I'm standing is where you see the light source. So let me show you. It's not a mysterious word at all. It's right here. You can't see this while it's in Las Vegas. Okay, through the surfaces of the windows and the windshields that you're looking at, it's right here, speaking to the pattern of conduct. And so the entity is providing a very clear streamline of evidence, which is pointing directly to terrorist leaders who are sitting at the top of the police department in AZUSA, California. And you already know that Robert Luna, who was a demon who was going to be prosecuted, and the under chief as well. I captured images of all the demons who are in leadership positions who are to be removed and prosecuted for terrorism in the state. All right, and it includes, it's not just the demons of the LAPD. You're talking about every city, every county I go to, the same exact pattern of conduct, including as I went to Kern County, where the sunset was present in alignment to me. That's a scientific impossibility. This is demonic pacing while the entity sounds helicopter activity, and that's a basis for federal prison. All right, that's called impunity, and that's a demon also. That's a sex offender, that's a psychopath, that's a stalker, stalking women, doing so on behalf of the state. That's what makes up the whole AZUSA Police Department, because it's the same condition. And the fake sun remains over me as I go through a different exit, different side of the building. That's how you're recognizing stalking. And that's also how you're recognizing demon possession. That's how you're recognizing surveillance. Stalking sitting in the car, just maintaining presence on every side, every portion where I'm at. And the demons are vacillating. You'll have one, they just engage in shifts. That's what the demons are doing. Whether they're staying at the hotel or they're driving off the side of the street like Falk ambulance and just sitting on the side of the building, it's openly engaging in surveillance. Okay, that's P.O.C. I'm going to get this license plate because they're going to federal prison. License LV1WET is also going to federal prison. I documented the entire parking lot last night. Everybody that's on podcast is group stalking at the venue, like is always the case, and I just want to make sure I capture this because they're group stalking while the entity's flying over my head in two helicopters and engaging in surveillance, and the fake sun moves over me as I capture that. This is P.O.C. It's a demon. Engaged in Title 18, engaged in state surveillance. That's P.O.C. Monitoring with this demon who's pacing all around. And the fake sun is now at the front portion of the parking lot, keeping in stride with me, just like it is when I'm in any vehicle, including Omnitrans in San Bernardino County. Okay, while I'm on Route 61, when I'm at the Fontana Lewis Library right now, and this light source is over the top of the Fontana Lewis Library in Fontana, California. Okay, again, that's 9EAX 969, and he's going to federal prison. All right, he's group stalking with the entity that's maintaining remains of surveillance all around the building as I'm walking out, doing so while the entity is flying over, stalking by helicopter, and it's the same analysis for everybody that's group stalking in the hotel, working at the hotel also. Federal prison. There's no sun at Fairfield by Marriott in San Diego, California. Neither was that ever the sun. I'm capturing it through the windshield over that property at 10:42 in the morning. It's currently hold on one second. Yeah, it's 11:12. So the video where I'm capturing at 10:33 in the morning, I'm showing you that 30 minutes ago, the light source is not in San Diego. No, this is not the sun, in other words. This is a light source that's a means of identifying stalking. And this building is not being set on fire while this hunkered down blob of a light source is hovering right over the building, where the demons of the AZUSA Police Department are stalking and flying right next to it and not being set on fire. They're at the same elevation as the fake sun. This is all manner of a circus environment, revealing a demonic system of surveillance. They serve Satan. The demon that's at the head of that police department is a Satan-serving minion, and he's going to be removed and exposed for domestic terrorism in the state. And everybody under his tutelage is also going to be prosecuted, including the demons that are stalking in helicopter. Robert Luna, a part of the sheriff's department, over the sheriff's department, a demon-possessed and an educated. This is an informed, a particularly malicious and psychotic method of engaging in a state terrorism that they're fully aware of is unconstitutional and unlawful. A career in engaging in corruption with the LAPD, all right, with the Long Beach Police Department, I think that's, yeah, I believe it's Long Beach Police Department, and you have, or a branch of the LAPD nonetheless, and what is now being at the head of the LAPD. This is the same exact criminal conduct that LAPD was doing in Los Angeles at the particular address of what is the Alvarado Gardens Apartments. This isn't over Courtyard by Marriott in Las Vegas, Nevada. It isn't over Courtyard by Marriott in Sherman Oaks. It isn't over Best Western at Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa. This is not over Fairfield by Marriott in San Diego. It's right directly over my head, though. However, it's directly over the top of my head, in conformity to a pattern of conduct which is showing an unnatural environment where stalking of a demonic nature remains underway. That third party is engaging in surveillance with the state, engaging in using helicopters to terrorize, intimidate, retaliate against, threaten my life as though you're going to start shooting at me because I'm prosecuting and exposing a demon who is threatening my life, a sex offender keeping me under surveillance inside of my hotel room, like every other demon who's staying in this hotel. Okay, and doing so while I am documenting their criminal engagement. The demons of the AZUSA Police Department are facing their demise. They're engaged in domestic terrorism, which is the basis for disbanding, and it's the basis for federal prison for every demon engaging in stalking using helicopters, and every engagement in the pattern of conduct, which are the people of the state, the same demonic condition, while they are in the position of just group stalking vicariously on behalf of that state. That's why the employees at this hotel are going to federal prison. P.O.C. It's currently 11:15 a.m. where the entity is keeping that light source over me, and now I go to an opposite side. You see it remain over me as I walk to the front. That wasn't the sun over me. That wasn't the sun that those demons flew next to while it was over me. That's showing how they are targeting and how their demons are part of corrupt law enforcement agencies targeting. That's federal group stalking and monitoring. That's the POC.